Alright, this is going to be a little instructional video on the Sierra charts Seihai. So there was some demand for this, which is why I went ahead and made it happen. I did it to the best of my ability. Everything should be pretty much the same. Um, there are some slight differences, and I'm just going to go over them right now. So, as you can see, we have some gaps pulled up here. Um, the indicator is added as a study, and the settings are all the same. So, from top to bottom, everything's the exact same. You'll have all the same functionality. Um, Debugging mode is just for debugging purposes for me, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing that has changed here is the shrinking option. And right now, shrink is disabled. So you can see that the gaps are all filled no matter what. But when I go ahead and enable shrinking, you can see that the gaps will actually shrink as like an entire rectangle. The reason for this is just because of a bug that Sierra Charts has. So instead of getting the, if we go to NinjaTrader here, instead of getting that polygon shape that we usually get with shrinking, um, it will actually go ahead and see instead of getting this kind of shape, which is where we add new points over here, so it has this gradual shrinking shape. We actually go ahead and shrink uh, the entire gap. The reason for that is Sierra Charts currently has a bug, and um, right now in the graphic settings, I'm using OpenGL for chart graphics. Um, it's just like a fancy setting to use your graphics card essentially. But if I go ahead and disable this here and restart Sierra Charts, you'll see that there is some issues. So open this one. And you can see that all the colors are green. And so that's the bug. The bug is that for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why, when OpenGL is enabled, the colors are completely wrong. Um, like they get stuck on a certain color. So in this case, like it just gets stuck on green. And even though in the code, as you saw just now with OpenGL enabled, um, the colors work fine. For some reason, when you don't use it, the colors won't work. Um, and yeah, so I mean, if I go here and so then the question is like, okay, then why don't you just do it with OpenGL enabled? And the problem is that when OpenGL is enabled, then there's another issue that for some reason these kind of polygons don't draw, and I'm not entirely sure why this is the case. And honestly, I don't think Sierra Charts knows why it is either. Because if you go here and Sierra Chart GDI, you can literally see that their team says it is just the way it is. So that really sucks. So this is the best I can do at the moment. Um, I've tried like a million different things and it doesn't work. If I try to include my code will that will make the gap shrink like you would expect it to be, then then it just stops working altogether. So click apply and you see that nothing shows up. So the gaps don't show up. The only thing that shows up are the 50% lines. So I don't know why this is the case either. When you try to add more points into their draw polygon function, the polygons just stop rendering all the way. So it's really annoying. But unfortunately, this is the way it is at the moment. I can't do anything about it, but I just wanted to make a video to showcase it. But otherwise, like the indicator works amazing. It's extremely smooth. Um, because just the way that Sierra Charts is made, it's extremely smooth. It might take, if you have a little bit more like data loaded on your screen, it might take a little bit longer to process, which is completely normal. But um, but that's normal, you know. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I think that it does the job really well. Let me just build it one more time, revert those changes, and show you guys that it is working. Um, and there we go. So there it is with all the gaps enabled. And if I go ahead and shrink it down, it will only show the remaining parts of the gaps. Alright, so if you're interested, just DM me on Discord. Thanks.